just about eat them because the tapes are not, the video recordings are not catching the audio as good as they should. So we got to be like rock stars with the microphones.
We are rock stars.
We are. Right, Josh? You got to get your microphone and right in there. Okay. Town of Southington, Board of Finance meeting. It is 7 o'clock, October 8th, 2025. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll do the roll call, please.
Mr. Lebenek,
Here.
Mr. Pocock,
Here.
Mr. Bedoin,
He is not here.
Ms. Mazzarella,
Here.
Mr. Stanford,
Present.
Chair Larry.
Here. Okay. Old business, seek a motion for the approval of the September 10th, 2025 minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes? of
Second.
September 10th?
We have a motion and a second. Any corrections to those minutes? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain? The minutes carry 5-0. They're now official. We have, the next item up for us are these initiatives, strategies section of our agenda. And there's a list that was circulated a couple months ago. I think it was started in August. And it had a difficult name for a lot of us. So a lot of people said to me, they called it a wish list. And it's just, the name of it, it gave me some pause, but that's what it's called. Because we like to always here try and fund the need and really focus on what's needed to try to keep taxes low. And, we don't want to starve the town, but we also want to watch out we don't expand things too much. At least different people have different views. But anyway, we have a list, and on that list, there were a lot of asks. And the asks on the last list I looked at were about $1.2 million. They cross different departments, like I'll just name the departments: assessors, Barnes Museum, fire, highway, library, police, and something about the registrar. Is that on here? I didn't see it on maybe my list is from 8/6. Whole list.
Dollar raise thing. No dollar.
Yeah, that came up. That was a separate item. We'll take that separately because I know we had a discussion. I will keep it off the list. It's not capital. Okay. I want to make a statement on this. When I talked to the different members, the consensus was we want to take the items one by one. And I want it to be clear that there's no item on here that we're opposed to, I don't think. I mean, remember, I can't speak for everybody. But the general consensus was a lot of these things are great to have. A lot of them save us from having to rent equipment if we own the equipment. A lot of good reasons for it. But we thought that these should really be in the budget and come up in the normal course of action, like they come up through the budget. They land in the capital improvement plan. The capital plan is a 5-year capital plan. And each budget, we approve the first year of it. We call it year one of the 5-year plan. So without criticism to any item on here, we'd like to see these items come up and be in the budget next year, in year one, so that we could then take them up at that point. Put them in year one, we'll take them up, we'll figure out how to fund them, and we'll take them up then. But there are some on here. So what I'd like to do is go item by item on the list, seek a motion. It may take a little while, try and go quick, but go item by item on here and, either approve them or pass on them, and pass on them means they'll appear for us in the budget soon enough, because that budget will be put together in January, February time. It's not going to be long, and then we'll be able to take them up in the normal course of business. Okay? So the first one was new mounting hardware for iPads in the fire department.
Whoa, Okay, I didn't know if you were going by
Why the list changed?
well, no, on top of the list is the 10,000 for the carpet.
Oh,
right?
I started the wrong spot. All right, all right, I goofed.
No, I don't.
All right, first one was new carpet for the tax assessor. Do we have a motion on that?
We'll just make a motion to approve them all and see what.
Motion to approve?
The motion to approve them all, I'll second that motion for discussion. We're going to discuss each.
Right.
All right, so we're going to motion to approve them all at this point?
I mean,
Yeah. For
I mean, how- I
discussion
think we're
purposes,
gonna
and
talk
then we'll
about
vote
all.
on
We
it.
just need a strategy. I don't want to go every one. We'll be here for,
yeah.
all right, we'll do a motion to approve them all then. How's that? How many do a motion to approve
Well, we
the
gotta
list
take-
as presented?
I'll second that.
And you'll second it as presented, then we'll talk about it, then we'll come back to vote. All right, $10,000 new carpet.
Again, this should be a capital item
Oh,
in the budget, although it does bring up a larger question regarding the vision for the town hall. We're piecemealing things by going each department. Someone to come up with the strategy for the whole town hall. Put that on your shoulders, Mr. Town Manager. For the time being, I think we should pass on the carpet until.
okay.
For the whole thing.
I'll keep score here, then I'll recap. Fire department, 15,000 for mounting hardware for new iPads. That's another one.
Another capital item, I think, that we, you need to mount the things, but again, why wouldn't we put this in the?
I'm just,
Well,
Take 'em one by
we'll
one.
talk about each one, but any
Okay.
one that gets the thumbs up, will then, I'll pull it out for a motion on it to
Okay,
approve
okay.
it. If
Yeah,
I feel a thumbs up. Right now, I
Yeah,
feel a
I'll just-
thumbs down on the first two.
I would agree. I'll just make, again, really to kind of just echo what you said, but just to say, I mean, number one, I don't think there was anything on this list, again, I'll speak just for myself, that there wasn't rationale, thought behind, that, you know, there isn't benefit, and again, to your point, Chairman, just as a matter of timing and how we want to handle it. The second thing would be to thank all the department heads that put this list together. There was a lot of time and thought and energy put into this and how this list came to be. So any kind of ultimate no or thumbs down vote, if you will, again, it's not, to your point, it's not on the idea, it's not on the thought, it's not on ultimately wanting to see this come to fruition. It's just how we handle it. So that's a blanket statement, just echoing what you said. But that'll kind of be anywhere where I say no or I don't move forward, that's the rationale for it.
And again, I want to put my 2 cents in there too. I think both of you said it right on. It's not the items themselves, it's the how we got here
Yeah.
that is more the issue.
So I agree with what Mr. Stanforth said so far.
So far, I'm feeling no for this maneuver on the 10,000 carpet, the 15,000 data terminals. Next one, $45,000 for the fire department's decontamination washing machine.
This item was passed up on the last ask for some safety improvements that were. And the timing on this is not the way we would like. Item, because we asked them to get a grant for this, it was turned down. And so this is their second request for this item. And so therefore, I'd like to see this approved.
I agree with you, Wayne.
All right.
I agree.
So I'll mark this as a, when I come back around, this will be on the yes side. The next one is,
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yeah.
you skipped the
I'd skip-
$81,000 Kenwood portable radios. Up way too much. Yeah, where is it on yours? Huh. See, I'm just going off this list. I know you don't, do you?
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make it-
All right, $81,000 for Kenwood radios. Fire Department.
Had an idea, but let's put it in the regular process of, or in the operating budget, I don't know where that would.
Okay. Next item, all the items in the Highway Department, do them as a chunk.
Yeah, well,
Anybody see any one in particular in there that we think we should move forward on, or let them ride to the budget?
again, all great items, but something we should wait until the budget for.
Okay? Next one, police vehicles, 202,000.
But again, police vehicles are in the budget every year. That's fine, put them in the budget. We can go through it then.
Okay, next one, repair and replace the broken gates at the police department to the backyard.
Again, as a safety issue, we funded not long ago the fence around the storage area. I think we need to also fund the gate at this point.
Okay, fund the gate?
Agreed.
Fund the gate, okay. Next one, 112,000 for a mobile vehicle barrier system.
Normal process.
Normal process? Okay. Next one, 39,300 for a second police motorcycle.
Interesting item, I think, for safety of the patrol officer on the bicycle, on a motorcycle, it's probably good to have two at the same time out there, and I think for the safety of the officers, I would approve this item.
Okay, same thing, other people feel similar?
Yeah, can I, just, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, can I go back to the mobile barrier system, just real quick? So,
Sure.
I know we spoke about, I think the police department potentially wanted this for use at Apple Harvest, other festivals, parades. Did we borrow, did we rent, did we do anything for this parade? And if we don't move forward with this now, what options do we have if we feel this is important?
So we're part of Region 3 for emergency.
You got to speak in the microphone more, I
Part
got to,
of Region 3 for emergency management with the state of Connecticut. There's 5 regions. All of the assets that each town has in the Region 3 are available for all the other towns. The state park has a shared as the asset that the Southampton Police Department.
Okay, and do you feel, I mean, in terms of, if this is an approval, we don't move forward with the purchase right now, the purchase, I think everyone will be in favor of, but it's delayed because it runs through the budget process. I think it was also mentioned, the Italian festival, other festivals in towns. Do you feel confident that we'll be able to get what we feel is needed for public safety?
So long as nothing overlaps, like they used it, and I understand they used it at the Mum Festival the weekend before the Apple Harvest Festival. So as long as priority list, all the
Okay.
towns in the Region 3 can request, out our ERT van for different places, so ask far in advance.
Okay.
I don't see an issue, but I can't speak to the police because I don't know what the demand is for that piece of equipment every single,
Okay,
well, they're out, they do have a set of them out there
they do.
now, or they will, for the Apple Harvest. So lean towards this for the budget?
Yeah, sorry, just to be clear, I would lean toward this for the budget. My only thought would be, I would be open to having another conversation with the chief just to make sure that he feels
All right.
confident that if we're not able to be far enough ahead, we have other options, and this is not something that we would consider to be more pressing. That would be my only ask on this one.
Okay, so we could table it for the budget, but if it is pressing, or you think there's a real safety need for us to have our own set,
We'll come back.
bring it back.
Thank you.
Okay, next one, 39,300 for the motorcycle. I think, Wayne, you were talking about the motorcycle?
Yeah, kind of like a double system. We have two people, I mean, inherently not as safe as a car.
But they run in pairs,
Right, so to have a pair, I think, would
okay?
Do
So
we
that's-
only have one motorcycle currently?
We have one and an antique one, like an older one, but one new one. And one needs a lot of
We
repairs.
purchased one in the last budget cycle,
Right,
a
okay.
Yeah.
new one.
Okay, next one, animal control facility, 12,000 for the generator, and I believe when they spoke, they said there's a law, not a law, but a mandate, or whatever you want to call it, coming up in the next 2 years that they have to have it for the animals. So it was here on this list.
And so,
It'll have to be done at either now or in a few years, within a few years, by law.
so we're here, let's get it done.
Okay, we'll put that on the yes side of the list. The flock safety drone, the drone in a box, this is a 3-year pilot where we buy it for 3 years, we look at it, we test it, we evaluate it, and then the police department could decide if it's, truly an asset to the town, they'll come back for more. If not, it ends. Make it a 3-year pilot.
I'm in favor of this.
Something new. Fire department too, right? The drone in the box? Supposed to pop out and go to wherever the call is.
Not for us, no, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that's the old,
Yeah, but the idea they say is when a call comes in, they could push a button, activate it. It can go out to whether it's a fire or police call or whatever kind of call. It can go up on the highway.
My understanding is it's tied.
No, this is, well,
that is tied to.
it is tied.
So
And the
that's-
Flux system
Right.
has been very,
Well, we'll figure it out when we get it,
Yeah.
if that's the thing. So how do we feel? We feel,
yeah, the
leave it in?
Flux system has been very beneficial to the town in fighting.
Yeah.
I think this is just an addition to that
okay?
Another
So-
tool.
And then,
tool.
so that'll be the 3 years of it,
Right.
if we go with it, Chrissy, when we vote. It'll be for a 3-year, calling it a pilot program. So we'd fund 3 years of it, and then they'd have to. And then there's some more flock specialized cameras for 12,000, another item.
Now,
They
these
keep
were-
it confidential, but,
Right.
well, what they actually do, but it's a different style of flock camera.
And these were going to be in the downtown area, if I'm right, and we had an incident at that weekend. Fountain that they did not have the cameras that they. So it looks like we do need more cameras in the area.
Yeah, and
Push
I think
to
they
have
said
this
they'd
available.
be in the downtown for festival. I think they're somewhat portable, too. They can go on the trail, and there's more to the technology. But okay, so that's a keep it in. The next one is 343,600 for the vehicle carport to put the police cars under a cover in the back of the police department.
Yeah, the police chief mentioned that this has been in the capital budget, and he's pushing it forward a little bit faster than the capital budget would allow it, so let's keep it in the capital budget and,
Okay. And the other items are items of the library, which are outdoor furnishings, technology, some computer equipment, and market space equipment for $82,500.
again, all needed items.
I think for the technology, we should move forward, but for the other.
Are we prepared if we did the technology, or are the 3 technology people available to install it, or are they, too busy right now? I don't know, I'm just,
The request, I'm looking at what was in the packet. We do have the library director here if she wants to speak on what that technology is.
you can come up to the,
Sorry.
Because it was 82,511 in library technology, furniture, makerspace equipment, and children's educational furnishing. Oh, I'm sorry.
So the-
Yeah.
Yeah, the breakdown, the technology, two things under the technology heading for the library were 3 checkout machines for $25,943 and 4 early literacy computers for the children's department for a total of $13,064. The early literacy computers are plug and play. I could install them, so I think that would be not a burden on the technology department. The self-check machines would require a little bit of help from tech, but most of that would actually come from our consortium. We're part of the LCI Library Consortium, so tying them into the OPAC would be more on the consortium side.
39007?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, those two items.
All right. And what's the makerspace equipment?
The makerspace, the new library has a dedicated space for technology, hands-on crafting, but also things so that the public can come in and use things like laminators or one popular makerspace
yeah.
item is, some libraries have, 3D printers. That's actually not on our list, but things like transferring your old videotapes to digital and things like that. There's quite a list here. Each individual item isn't terribly expensive, but, it adds up to a bit.
So Candace, you were talking about the 30, whether it's 39,000, used to be 37,000, the technology,
Yes.
the self-checkouts and what are our thoughts? Any thoughts? We have anybody? See if it has enough to keep it in or take it out.
So the self-checkout would be a new item, right? You need that in the old library.
There was one that still exists. This is a much improved item, and because we now have 3 service desks, there would be one at each.
And if somebody didn't want to self-checkout, they'd walk up to the desk
Yes, a
the
certain,
old way in barcode scanner.
yes, a certain amount of circulation will always happen at the desk with people, because this would only be for people who are just checking out materials. It does save a considerable amount of staff time.
Well, again, everything on this list. is-
Yeah, and there's nothing on the list we'd have a problem with, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, how do we present it? How do we go about putting it in the budget? And is this the time and place?
So you'd rather see it the first, year 1 of the capital plan in the next budget in February?
Or somehow, yeah, unless there's an immediate.
Is there an immediate need?
As a special,
I
I mean, I
will.
know there's a need, I don't want to take that away.
I will chime in if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, please.
The library is they've increased their space, haven't increased the staffing. Its staffing is are flat. I know the library director, Ms. Mashab, at those self-checkout machines. After having it, that's
That is the justification. They do relieve staff time. They make it a faster and more efficient checkout procedure for the patrons. A lot of the patrons are finding, everyone wanted a much larger library, but now you have to go much farther to check out. So it would be very convenient to be able to, the children check out in the children's department, the adults check out in the adult department. It's not a crisis need, but it would be very useful.
I understand, appreciate that response. I'll go back to the comments I made at the beginning. It would be in favor of just a matter of when we do it.
Okay,
a tough thing.
so, got it.
Is there any way you can make room in your budget and, move it from some other
Possibly, I'd need to go through line by line. I doubt very much we could come up with the total of that, but can certainly look at options.
Well, if not, no, I want to make sure the board is clear. The board and everybody here, it's not a no, it's just a no through this process, and maybe definitely put it in the year one of the capital plan for the budget, and we'll look at it then. If that, if we don't approve it tonight.
Certainly, thank you.
Because this is really a non-budgetary process.
Thank you for the clarification.
Certainly.
The next item is 85,000 of building repairs to the Barnes Museum. A lot of that was exterior painting.
It was, Mr. Chairman, 80,000 was exterior. 5,000.
Right. Any appetite to do that now or to let it go through the normal budget?
It's not a safety issue. It's
Okay, normal budget. That brings us to the end. So what I want to do, I know we have a motion to approve everything, so we have to carry through with that and then go to another motion to approve the items that I'll read. So let us finish the vote on approving everything. So all in favor of approving all the items as listed? Say aye. Aye. All opposed?
opposed.
Opposed? Where are we? We had to do a voice vote. I didn't catch that.
I believe we're 1 to,
Aye.
opposed?
Are you in
No,
favor of
aye.
all of them or favor of the ones we pulled out specifically?
Some of the ones you pulled out specifically.
All right, then we got to say no. Then the answer would be no to approving every one of them. So this is the vote to approve every one of them.
Correct.
So, and I'll be voting no on this because what I hear is we only want to approve a few of these. So this would be, I would be voting no on this particular, so I'll do again. All in favor signify by saying aye. All not in favor signify by saying nay. Nay.
Nay.
All right, so it fails. Approving all of them fails. Now I'd like to read the ones that I believe we had a nod on the floor. So, and we'll seek a motion. 45,000 for the decontamination machine, the washing machine at the fire department. 40,000 to repair the broken gates at the police department. 39,300 for the motorcycle at the police department. 12,000 for the generator at the animal control. 50,000 for the flock safety drone, a 3-year pilot. And 12,000 for the flock PTZ system. And those are all of them.
Just for clarification, Mr. Chairman, that's 50,000 times 3, correct?
It's a 3-year program.
150,000.
Yep. So I'd like a motion for the ones that I just identified.
I'll make a motion to approve the ones you've identified.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, just one question.
Please.
On the drone, it's 50,000 a year for 3 years. Are those also, that's just in perpetuity?
I think so. 12,000 a year forever. And what they do is they come and give you new ones. Every so many years, they refresh them.
Okay.
Per year.
All right.
3,000 per camera per year.
1,000 per camera per year. Okay. All right.
And also going to be a 3-year,
That'd be a 1 year.
1 year for the cameras, 3 years for the drones.
Yes.
And the drones, it's a requirement to do 3 years. We don't have
It's
the
a
option.
program. Yeah, it's a 3-year program. It's like a capital lease in a way.
But we don't have the option to do it for 1 year.
I don't know. But it was a 3-year, because we have to install it too. So it was a 3-year, it was packaged as a 3-year program. But I don't have the details.
The learning curve and everything else.
Yeah, to get it up, to get the people, we got to get a drone pilot, somebody to keep an eye on it, make sure it gets back in its home.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to belabor this. I hadn't, we're positive. Get 18 months into this thing, it's just not working. Is the 3-year.
On the memo, Michelle Beniak, it says the grant, 1,000 per year lease, parentheses, for however long a contract is desired.
Okay, so we don't need to approve for 3 years then.
I would like to approve it for up to 3, so that we, tonight we've bought it for a particular period, and then if the police department wants to go year by year with it in the actual specific lease agreement, then I'm okay with that too. If we approve 3 years as presented, and they want to go year by year with the company, just in case they don't like it, I'll leave that up to them.
No, that's fair, but I'm sorry, just for my clarification, was it presented as 3 years?
Yes, it's written in here as, well,
Because I think actually I just found what the town manager's pointing to was written, I think, as for however long it's desired. So I don't. Chairman, again, not to belabor the point, I don't know that we have to approve it for 3 years. I'm not opposed to, I hope it works.
Yeah, why don't we-
Perpetuity, but.
why don't we, we'll take a 1-minute recess while we get an opinion.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you could stop it, and we'll say we're stopping it at 7:32, just for a recess. Thanks, Sandy. We good, Sandy? All right, we're resuming at 7:33.
I spoke with the police department. It is year by year. They recommend and they can come back and say if it's really effective.
That makes sense.
You want to fund two?
Why don't we do 2? I mean,
Okay,
again, I think everyone's
Fine.
rooting for this to work and.
All right.
Yeah.
so we just have to amend our motion to approve these things with the same items, but with a 2-year on the Flock
Yes.
drone.
I'll amend my original motion.
And I'll amend my second.
So to approve the list as called out, with the drone being a pilot for 2 years.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it passes, and the money comes from the excess rainy day. And we know, you got the items written down? You're good? So the 45, the 40, the 39.3, the 12, the 50, and another 12. Right? Good?
No,
Yes, that's
Mr.
correct.
Chairman?
Yeah.
If I may, on the deputy register raises, they're requesting the money come from their temporary seasonal account as opposed to coming capital improvement fund, so I don't, or the
Yeah, it's not
special fund.
capital.
No, right,
Yeah.
it's not. So they're saying it's more of a transfer for them. I don't know how it got mixed up with all of this other stuff.
I don't know why it's mixed up, but the question is, who has the authority to scale? That's where the question comes in.
Okay.
The register operation, the employee budget has a certain amount of dollars in for their salaries.
And they're non-union?
They're non-union, they're elected. So the registrars are elected by the voters. The deputy registrars are appointed by the,
So who approves the raise of the town clerk, who's also elected?
whatever I put in the budget is.
So as the manager, you could give the town clerk a raise?
I could.
Okay, so
I keep, we.
why can't we give these people a raise? I mean, is there any, what's the difference? These registrars?
It could go in the budget as a raise. They ask, every year they come and ask for a raise.
And the answer has been no.
The budget has been voted.
Put in the budget the
I have
current
not-
rate that they have.
I put the current, my proposed budget has their current pay in it.
That pay's been
More.
stagnant then for years.
It's increased, but not tremendously. The whole program probably should be relooked. Kind of a quagmire because they're elected, but I don't oversee them, but paid.
Yeah. So we've got more to sort here?
I think it should be a discussion,
Let's,
talk about.
let's
it
do that
after
then, and then
the
we'll,
board.
if we move, February's not that far away for the budget, we'll,
Yep.
either one or five of us will be here next time to discuss this, so we'll, depending on how the election goes.
Right.
But let's just make a note now that if we're not here, that this board at this time said, why don't we take this matter up with them? I don't want to see anybody get trapped in a job that doesn't get a raise over years, and we should know who's really in charge of them regarding salary. And also time carding, are they in, are they out, how do they measure the hours? It's a whole story on the management and the operation of it, like you're saying. So
I agree.
we'll
No
let,
problem with that.
let the next board take it up in November. It might be the same people, but we'll just make a note. And if it's new people, the one of us that's still here will say, hey, we need to do this. Okay. That's good. Got through that. Discussion, new initiatives, there are none.
Well, you have none. I mean, we're going to talk about it in why, but I do want to say the new initiative is the elderly tax.
Yeah.
Is a new initiative, but
We got it down
we're gonna
below, right?
tackle it somewhere else. Yes.
Okay. Let's do the financial assessment of where we are, Chrissy. We'll do revenues, expenses, and,
Okay, sure. The revenues through September were $294,683 over what was budgeted. We collected less revenue than we had anticipated in the prior year taxes account, interest on taxes, and building permit and fees accounts. The majority of the excess funds are from the interest income account. And for the expenditures, there's nothing outstanding other than what is on the agenda for this evening.
okay. Review of the contingency line item. I'm trying to find the page here. How much do we have in contingency unused?
Well, so I'm presenting two budgets tonight. This should be the final one for FY '25. We have one request tonight on the agenda for $178,818, and if that's approved, the budget remaining for FY '25 is $138,766.
Okay.
For FY '26, on tonight's agenda, we have $8,239 on the agenda. And if approved, the remaining balance will be $841,461.
Any review of the capital projects this time?
We did,
Oh, you have, that's what you
Yeah.
want to talk about, in a way.
yes, we can
Okay.
talk about it now or after, but we did provide a list of all of the active capital projects that we have in our financial system. For this fiscal year, FY '26, we have expended about $2.1 million so far to date in capital projects.
Well, why don't we, I don't see a specific item, so why don't we talk about your news
Okay,
now? Because you told us you had news when we came in, and we're still sitting here.
sure.
News on capital. So,
Um,
and you have Josh with you.
Yes, so I would like to introduce Josh Gregory. He's the newest member of our finance department. Josh recently earned his master's degree in accounting, and he joined our and in this short period of himself to be a strong asset to our team and So just recently, the finance.
Make sure you're speaking in the microphone, just for the.
Sorry.
I want everyone to hear the good news.
The Finance Department was currently addressing several outstanding school construction audits that were left incomplete by prior staff since 2017. The town recently reviewed the initial audit report for South End Elementary School, which identified several exceptions. Based on the preliminary findings, the town could possibly be liable for $1.1 million. To address these findings, we were allotted just over a week to compile as much supporting documentation as possible for from our records. So with that, I'll turn it over to Josh, and I'll let him share the rest of the good news.
So for that about week and a half, I worked through looking through boxes, tens of boxes of old documents pertaining to the South End school construction. Very rigorous, as it wasn't very well maintained in putting everything together. So looking through that, looking through any online files we had from previous regimes. With that, Christy said 1.184 was about the outstanding amount that we were going to have to pay. After my work, we are now going to get $300,000 back. So $1.4 million swing that I'm very happy about. Obviously, I've only been here about a month, but I feel very fulfilled doing that. I want to save taxpayer dollars. I pay taxes. All of us pay taxes. So I'm very happy with that. I'm hoping to help out, and hopefully I can keep doing it.
Wow. That's good work.
Great,
I
great
mean,
work.
Good, timeliness, responsiveness, and closing them out. I was a little shocked to hear that they were still open, those schools. They're about ready, they need more renovation now, and the original rebuild of them was still open. So it's good to hear we're closing these projects, and I think we got a couple more back stuff to close out with the state, right?
Yes, we have 3 more to go, so we'll be working on those over the 3 more schools. Yes, 2 the middle schools and Plantsville. That one wasn't on our list, so hopefully that one's closed.
Okay, but that's very good, though. I think we're all appreciative, right? Very appreciative,
Great
and
work.
thank you I know what it's like sometimes going in the old boxes, looking at stuff, and it's frustrating. You have to dig and sort, and, you cross your fingers, and then you find it, you're really happy. It's good forensic work. Thank you. And on behalf of the taxpayers, thank you. It's better when something goes positive than negative.
So can I just ask a general question on this capital budget, if you would? It looks like they're in order of age. They're in a numerical order, if you will, so I assume as new ones come in, they get a new number.
Correct, yes.
So the lower the number, the older the object is.
Yep, so we're
So-
actually going to be looking through this list. A lot of these have. Start looking at each balance, and we can.
But they're not all under audit, right? Only the
Oh, no.
state that gave us a grant would
Yes.
be under an audit. The rest are just our normal capital projects.
We
Correct,
just need to
yes.
go in and close them
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
I see this street sign upgrade, 0938, which is an older item, $200,000, which has never been used. And I just baffles me why we would have money from ages ago, because that's on the first page of a 3-page list, which never been touched. And I know we've been doing street signs. So are we forgetting to use money that's in this capital project?
There was a law, not a law, but a new regulation. We had to put bigger
Right.
street names. I
But they
remember
didn't
that
use any
years
of this
ago.
money to do that. Man, am I missing something?
Most of those signs have been upgraded several years ago. We're done doing it, so
Yeah.
we can look back at our old records. Highway superintendent would know. Ask him to dig
Well, that
into
was
it.
Highways that was responsible
Highway's
for that?
responsible for that.
Okay.
I'll ask him to dig into it.
Yeah, Okay, just out of curiosity, I mean, 200,000 kind
Yeah.
of shot, like a sore thumb.
Okay.
Okay. But you'll be going through all of them, so maybe I'm premature on,
We
okay,
will be going through all of
thank
them.
you.
Anything on investments? Other than the interest income, right?
So I did want to touch upon the interest rate on our investments. I met with our relationship manager yesterday. So we are seeing our interest rates are coming down. The feds came down about 0.25%, and they're anticipating it's going to come down by another quarter or two by the end of this calendar year. But since we do have a full relationship with the bank, he's going to try to hold us at the 3.85 and not lose the other 2 quarters. So I will keep you updated each month.
We got to watch what we did in the budget with interest, too.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So right now, we are at, we went from 4.1 to 3.85.
Okay.
But we were cognizant that rates were going to be coming down when we did the budget,
Yeah,
I
I
believe.
think
So
we-
you-
Anticipated, right? They were up because it was to counteract inflation.
Exactly.
Okay. So we got to keep ourselves posted on that. Unassigned fund balance, that roll forward, I got to find it in here.
On this spreadsheet, I didn't make any
Good.
changes last Board of
Okay.
Finance meeting, but I will make the corrections or the updates.
Well, now you make the
tonight's.
ones from,
Yep.
just from our motion, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the forecast, right now, we're, still 7 million above, right? Some is committed, so 5.5 million. But we have 5.5 million more than we need in our rainy day fund. I think that's the lesson here. Yeah, we're going to deal with that. We have to also look at our policy too, whether we're at 11% for the rainy day fund. Just going to ask you to do a little bit of research. I did some on just using AI, ChatGPT. I went in and I got some mixed information. You have to do it. It's very general in nature, but it talks about something along the lines of 15. But it also said 15 for a smaller town, which would be a smaller amount of dollars. If you have a larger town, the risk is diversified across more aspects of the town, so you can go a little lower. So maybe we're okay at 11. Maybe 13 is the number. This board's always gone in twos. So it was 7, went to 9, 9 went to 11. Maybe we go to 13, 15, but you got to come back and tell us, give us a recommendation. At some point, it's not urgent, but before any of this money gets used, we could raise the policy and it's fully funded, it doesn't cost us a dime. And we have a
For the next
good,
meeting.
good rainy day fund, a healthy one for bond ratings and for if we have a rainy day, which we haven't had, thank God. Never used it. Okay, subcommittee reports.
Can you just stop a minute on the
Yeah, did I
insurance?
do something?
Joe, do you have anything to comment on that? Because it looks like it's
Where's
good. but I
insurance?
can't-
Did
Wasn't it next, or was that?
I miss it?
Oh, that's part of the
Oh, yeah,
committees.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry, I skipped that.
That's all right, we'll get there. All right, the subcommittee.
Sneak preview, it is good.
We'll do insurance first, Joe, since he teed you up. Self-insurance.
Yeah, we were 3 months into the fiscal year. We had to cancel our last meeting. We're about $1 million to the good under budget. The past couple of months have been, $500,000 to $600,000 budgeted. A budget to start the year off in July. Obviously, we always talk about the fact insurance is pretty unpredictable. It's 3 months in. This is the position we'd rather be in. Also of note is the fact we are a little bit below prior. So, don't really have anything more to report in terms of, trends or what's driving that, because we had our meeting canceled, but it's a,
Okay. Sewer committee.
Yeah, I'm excited to have this new collection person come on board. What did you say?
Director of Revenue Collection.
Director, maybe help us collect some of these old
Yes,
revenue,
yeah.
old sewer bills. Again, it doesn't change the operations of the fund or anything. It, changes a receivable to cash, but obviously you can't spend a receivable, so it's good to have the cash. So I'd be interested to see if they can help us. But otherwise, plant is running.
Thank you. Public Works.
Well, everything's going fine with them. Requires money.
Paving done now?
I don't know if they're done. No.
The major paving was done 2.5 weeks ago. We had 9 smaller projects that were acute, small areas that were completed last week. Highlights were West Center Street, bigger project, Carter Lane, Duck Pond Crossing, we're wrapping up right now. And cut out 20 to 50 or 100 yards. Spots that really had a lot of.
It makes it, there's a cost to it, obviously, but
Leaf collection is on the website as well now, too.
Hope that goes good. That's weather dependent, right? All right, open space.
not much to report. A couple of properties they're trying to. Items we're working on, I should.
And I guess we should note that on election day, in this election, there's a question on there do the voters want to vote $2 million into the open space fund? Now, there's no known, well, I'm not in the know, let's put it that way, because it's all done in executive session. But there's no known projects. That's just to fill to make us ready to go should something come up.
That's right.
There's always some controversy. Somebody said, does somebody know about a property? What's the property? Sometimes it's just getting that money approved by the voters so that when a property comes up, we have the ability to buy it. We don't have to go back to our voters. It could take us months to be able to buy a property where a developer could just go to a line of credit and buy it that day. So having the 2 million authorization doesn't mean we're going to spend it right away, but it just means we're going to be authorized for that 2 million if the voters say yes, plus any money we already have for open space, and we'll be ready to buy something should the right property come forward. It's the only way I know, the only best way to say it. So watch for that question in the polls on voting day, election day. Next one's economic strike.
With no meeting.
Okay. All right, any other committee reports, board of fire liaisons, anything else?
Seated.
Yeah,
I do have some.
yeah.
I've spoken with the. Ask to them was to ask the fire commission to come back.
It should go the right way, right?
Should start.
Chiefs to the commission, commission to this board.
Correct.
And my hunch tells me, I can't preempt any board, but over time, we're going to be adding firefighters.
Correct.
I mean, that's,
And the assistant chief.
it's just
here,
the
if he wants
pace,
to
right?
Chime in.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't have the answer. I can't speak even for this board. I'm only 1/6 a member, but I just, from all the discussions we've all had and we've all watched, over time, we have to get to a different staffing level. That's the gist of it, chief?
It is unfortunately.
But it gets us in a better position. I mean, just maybe since I said it, I might as well just finish saying it. When I went, I did a tour of I spent a day at the firehouse to look at staffing. And one of the things that I learned, and Chief, tell me if I'm wrong here, just I want to get it right, but when you have 3 on a truck, it's okay. It's not perfect, it's not excellent, but you have one firefighter stays with the truck, the driver, and 2 could go in to suppress a fire or to rescue somebody. The moment one of them is sick or can't come in, you have 2 on a truck. If one has to stay with the truck and you need 2 to do anything else, the second firefighter is stuck until maybe another truck gets there and they have to share, right? And our vision was maybe it should be 4 on a truck. If one calls out sick or something okay, we still have 3. But the vision is to run with 4 on a truck. But if you could share a little bit, I don't want to preempt the commission.
No, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite, like we did about a year ago, where we took portions of the finance board and we go through this. The ultimate goal is to have 4 pieces staffed 24 hours a day with 4, minimum 3, so there's an overtime savings involved with it. When there is a fire, there's 19 essential fireground tasks that have to be accomplished. Each company performs 1 task. Those 4 staff companies only get me 4 tasks. My strong volunteers will only get me 2 more tasks. So we're already falling behind.
And what's a task? You don't know, right? A
So
task.
fire suppression, a backup hose line, forcible entry, searching a room, performing vertical ventilation on the roof, securing utilities. There's a bunch of different things
And
that have to be
those are
accomplished.
all done with 2.
Typically
in
with
pairs.
2, it's safety, and that's not including the 2 in out provision within OSHA. So if I have 2 firefighters working, I need to have 2 firefighters on the outside prepared to go rescue
And
those
those are
2
backing
if
them up,
something
but
were to
those are
happen.
not the drivers.
They are not. They could be considered part of it, but now you have a fully dressed firefighter trying to pull levers and adjust and make water from a hydrant. It's cumbersome, it's slow, it's not efficient. So there's a bunch of studies that have shown that 4 firefighters can perform an essential task much smoother and consistently with that number as opposed to 3 or 2. Be happy to share those documents as well.
Does the driver always have a full gear with them, even though they're only
They have it
wearing
all with
bottoms?
them, yes, absolutely. If they don't, they get yelled at.
So they're supposed to be, if
Yes.
something ever happened,
They are capable of going to perform another function, because they may not be suppressing a fire. They may be on the side of the highway trying to help pull someone out of a vehicle. So it's not necessarily just a fire.
very little. But we got to know enough to be able to make a good decision.
And I'll be happy to share that information with you.
All right, so let's do that then. Let's get the chiefs to the commission. Whenever the commission's ready, come, we'll start really talking about a plan and kind of lay it out. It'll likely be a multi-year plan. It just-
Absolutely.
I know this budget well enough to know it just can't, it'll break the budget if,
And I would never
3 or
expect that.
4
That's
three or
not fair to
4
the people of the town.
$500,000 item just landed in here. But if we work over time, I think everybody will see that we're all going in the same direction. They may not like the pace, but they'll like that we're
But
getting
it'll be a
there.
common goal.
We're getting there, yeah. So I hope that that's where we go. So let's follow it the right way. And if you want to invite us, wait till the election day to see who to send the invites to.
Well, I'd rather talk to everybody twice then. That would be okay with me.
Or
I'll
however
be a
you wanna-
salesman.
However you want to do it, but we'll be happy to go. And we only break it in half, so we don't have a de facto meeting. We just, once we have 4 people, we have a quorum. And we got to, then notice the meeting, invite the public. So it's better we go 3 and 3 so people can get informed. And it's better on your time than having everybody come individually. So that's the whole rationale behind that. Okay, lost track. All right, we are going to,
So we're on public communication.
we're going to public communications, and then we're going to go to the board communications. Public communications.
Good evening, gentlemen, lady. My name is Sandra Bernoli. I'm a taxpayer from the town of Southington, and I'm also a 22-plus year employee of the town. When I expressed some concerns during a human resource discussion about department budget cuts, I was told to bring them to the Board of Finance and the Town Council. I'd like to comment on the email that I sent to Rescue a Buck, which all you have received. I just want to read it into the record, but you did address most of these concerns tonight, which was a good thing, passing most of them along. As a town employee and a Southington taxpayer, I'd like to comment on the wish list that was presented at the Board of Finance meeting. During the preparation of the last budget, all departments were told they had to cut their budget. Taxpayers were told that the mill rate had to increase to pay for increases in salaries and benefits and the cost of running the town. Departments got cut. We no longer have a sewer department. Now we have told that the contingency is $7 million over policy. Listening to the Board of Finance meeting during the audit report, $14 million was put in reserve. Now we can spend $1,157,676 on this wish list. The Barnes Museum wants $50,000 to paint the back of the museum so that people can take wedding pictures. Did anyone ask how much they charge to have a wedding at the Barnes, and how do you justify that amount? And isn't the Barnes Trust responsible for the building maintenance? We were not told what the remaining amount of the request for the library was, $82,511. But it's a brand-new library costing over $20 million. Is the cost of insurance, is that necessary? Questioning some of the items on the highway department wants, such as a portable boom. Who is going to train personnel to use it? What is the cost of the insurance to have this piece of equipment? What is the rental cost when we need one, and how many times will it be used? We no longer have a tall Christmas tree on the green. We only can need is a stepladder because it got cut down. Did the chainsaw accident that almost killed an employee get forgotten? Did anybody investigate ways to get the carport requested by the police department? Solar companies erect carports all over if they're allowed to put their panels on it and receive the energy that's produced. They could front the entire cost. Questions should have been asked, research should have been done, vital services were cut, department budgets were cut, and now we have all this extra money. With reval in process, all of our assessments are going to increase. If we have this excess money, then were we overtaxed? If not, where did all this extra money come from? Serious consideration should be given to this wish list if approved. And you did take care of that tonight by passing most things on for them to incorporate within the budget. Also, what I wanted to say, as a taxpayer, we listened to the videos on why our mill rate needed to increase to meet the cost of running the town. And now we have this $14 million in reserve and 7 over policy. With reevaluation happening, which is a repeat of my email, why is this money not being conserved to offset an increase in everyone's taxes? In addition to the referendum question on the ballot, which wants to bond $2 million for open space, why can't we use $2 million of cash instead of bonding it and paying interest on this bonded money when the money is there to put into the open space? We also do not have a sewer department, as it has merged with the tax department. We have 11,429 residential, commercial, and industrial customers serviced by our sewer system. When the telephone number is called, it states the number is no longer in service. Who is now responsible for handling problems with their service? Who is handling new connections? The engineering department is responsible for over 200 miles of roadway, along with all town projects. Experienced clerical staff positions in the sewer department no longer exist, and because of the workload added to the engineering clerical position, that position is now vacant. This decision was prompted to save costs, but in the long run, it's going to cost a lot more, especially in training new personnel. More input and planning needs to be done when these types of changes are made. It's an enormous task to hire and train inexperienced personnel, especially when you do not have an experienced person to train them. This costs time and money. All of this information is available on our website, the town budget, our annual report. All meetings are recorded and viewable on our website along with the minutes of all meeting. This information is available to all residents and supports the above facts. Some comments that were made on Southington Talks kind of discredit the former finance department heads, but we don't have the bond rating we have because of work that wasn't done by the finance department. The former finance heads, since I've been here, both had did a wonderful job, and we have that A++ rating only because of them. I mean, the other thing that I had to laugh is, I know this is not, it was stated that 11,000 pieces of paper were saved by electronically saving records, which is 2 cases and 2 reams of paper. It sounds like a lot of sheet, but I mean, in the long run, it's less than $100. We are asked to cut our budgets by the departments. Our department brings in 5 times what our budget is. We had no picnic this year. We're really, the problem with a lot of the personnel is we're not feeling appreciated. So with that, I just want to close and say that when a lot of these changes are being made, I think personnel should be involved, not just department heads and people who do the work should have some input. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public communications? Okay, we'll go to board communications, and then we'll discuss the options. Any board member to
Chair.
members?
I'd just like to thank the Board of Finance for giving me the opportunity to serve and be a part of such a hardworking, collaborative group. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you and to contribute to the community's success, so thank you.
And I think we all want to thank you, too, for being with us, but also working collaboratively as a board. And I think anybody who's watched these meetings on video or came to the workshops would all see that all 6 members of this board collaborated in the most respectful way with one another, and we thank you for being part of that.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah, I had in my notes also.
Oh,
that-
go ahead,
that-
please.
that Thank you for your service and for the 2 years that you've been here. Since we know you won't be here because you're not seeking re-election, the other ones here, we're not sure yet. I'd also like to thank Chief Heath, who will be retiring November 1st, for his service to the fire department. Appreciate it, and I hope the new chief search goes well. But thank you, Chief Heath, for your service to Southington and the fire department there. That's all I have.
Also, thank Candace, because she was my partner.
Yep.
in that,
Thank you.
to get the information.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you
And
very much.
thank your
It's been a-
family for sharing you with us, too, on all these nights and meetings and workshops and trips to here and there. And you even participated in the fire training. So thank your family
Which
for.
was a little nerve-wracking. I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, thank you as well. Thank you. It's been a
Of
pleasure to
course.
serve.
And for all of us, right, member to member, we thank one another. We did a good job. As the last speaker said, it's years of a finance board. You don't come in and fix it in 2 years, 4 years, or even 6. It's a continuum of people who've sat here on this board and looked after things for a long, long time, since the board was established. who looked at it, and everybody tried to do their part to make it a little better. That's good. I do want to address, because we have the open space vote and because we have the referendum questions, all of those questions do say on them, and approve bonding in the amount of, it's almost like it's a standard language in the referendum question, even for the new schools, and we were also getting a grant from the state. We had to commit to the whole price. For the question on the referendum, I don't have it in front of me, so I can't read it verbatim, but it says, do you approve $2 million for open space and bonding to go with it? It doesn't mean we are going to bond. It just means that the approval is there from the voters to borrow for it. If we have the money in our capital reserves for something that the voters want, we could say, let's cash fund this, like we do every year with some of the capital. We could use some of that if the voters say yes to the $2 million for open space. We could take that from our excess rainy day and say we don't have to bond should we ever find a property. Maybe we not even spend it because there may not be a property, but should there be, we can do it. I think everybody saw us do it when we bought the parking lot across the street. Well, the parking lot from Bank of America came for sale. It was about, we didn't know what it was going to be. It was a bid. We authorized the council on a certain amount they could bid. They chose a number of slightly over $2 million. We bid, we won the bid, we bought the property, and that came from, we didn't borrow for it, that came from our excess rainy day. And now we're in the process, I don't know if we're still in the process of selling the building.
We are. For the last phase of the contingency, applicants have filed paperwork with the planning department to get the approvals that requested under the terms of the contract.
So we'll sell the building, get a little money back, and that was not borrowed, that came from our excess rainy day. We bought North Center School years ago from excess rainy day, those are some of the big ones. And we did the safety improvements at the high school, including the vestibule, the double-door entryway, where you go in, there's a security guard, and you go through another set of doors. Plus, a bunch of other projects that they showed us and took away from us, so I don't remember exactly what they were, but a bunch of safety initiatives district-wide we did. So we try and do what we can with money that is available to us before we go and say, hey, let's borrow some more. So it's just a language that's written in those referendum voting questions always has to say, if you're going to approve the spend, you got to approve the source. And bonding is in there as an option. Any more member to member? All right, you have a 2026, we'll do the tax assistant options. Mr. Stanford chaired a committee to look at tax assistance for residents. Tax assistance means two things, like how could a resident who's struggling or in certain criteria, what's available to them to help alleviate their taxes? What programs are available, what we're going to do. So Mr. Stanforth will tell us what the committee did, where it got to, and
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, we put together a five-person committee to review the tax credits available to the elderly and disabled. There were three people from this board, John Leary, myself, and Mrs. Mazzarello. We also had two other people on the board, William Palmieri and Regina Carviello. Carviello, how do you say that?
Coviello.
Coviello. All from different, all independent thinkers, and we came up with this plan. I do have, in the minutes is a old iteration. I'd like to use the more up-to-date that I passed out here, if you would. There's two plans that we discussed. Both plans are presently part of the Southington, part of the state program. One is the state program, one is the program we put together, but we're enhancing it. Let's start with the furthest right column, where we defer, I believe right now, we can defer, what, $500 we're going to increase that to $2,000 per year. For anybody with income below $75,000. But it would bear interest. We reduced that interest rate to 2%, but there would be a lien on the house. So that's a present program that we've changed from. We've just enhanced a little bit. I think the present program, nobody has taken advantage of it. We'll see, but it's out there if someone really needs it. It's $2,000 per year they can abate on their property tax and pay it back, either when they sell the house or at a later time. The other one is the state program, which we also wanted to enhance. Again, available to anybody who's permanently disabled or over 65 years of age. Homeowner in Southington with their primary residence here in Southington. There are tax brackets. The third page of your package there shows what the state now allows. Take an example. If your income is up to $22,000, a married person can get $1,250 credit on their property tax bill. We're proposing that we increase that to $1,672, and various increases. So that would be a $422 increase. What we did was we doubled, took what we gave what we gave in abatements the prior year, and 50% of that we put it into the different categories. So that's how we came up. So it's going to cost, this would cost an extra $116,000 over the present $232,000 that we abate in property taxes for the elderly and disabled. That's the gist of the program. I'm sure there's a lot more questions you may have, but I think we were all in agreement. We thought about some way of having people sign off about their assets, because this is income-based. We couldn't really find a good way to do it without adding extra paperwork for our town employees either, so we'll be cognizant of the work that they had to do. There is no asset restriction, just an income restriction, which presently they have now. They just, they get more money. Nothing's really changed, other than there's an additional amount that Southington now is coming out of their pocket, above and beyond the state mandates, if you will. John,
And that'll have to be a proposal, right, to town council.
Right.
So the next step will be,
So
we'll have to get on town council's
So
agenda.
I would need, this board, I'm looking for, all 5 people here to agree to move this to the council level, if there's any questions or comments.
Let's do a motion, and we'll see if we agree
Well,
with it.
let's discuss it, if
We'll
you
move
will,
it.
first.
Yeah, don't we have to do,
Okay, you can do that, yeah.
we have a motion to move the tax programs forward to the town council as a recommendation?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, let's discuss.
So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for this. Just so I'm clear, so the cost to the town, it's known with the abatement, and it would be on. Okay.
Yeah,
And at the firm right now, you said there's no one.
no one's taken advantage
all
of the
right.
deferment presently. that I'm
All right, so
aware
it's 116 plus an unknown amount that we would expect to be.
of. Right, if anybody took advantage
If
of the
anybody took
deferment, if you
advantage,
will,
okay,
then,
okay.
yeah, that would be above and beyond the
Okay,
116. But again, that gets paid back, so it's a
No,
timing.
sure, understood,
It's a
understood.
timing difference if.
Timing.
Yeah, we'd have to front load it.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, the state program, if you will, they've done a great job of increasing the income limits, but they've never increased the amount of abatement. So for the last, 20 years, the abatement amount has been the same. They increased the income level, but not the amount of the abatement. And
Yeah,
as
it's
we
like
all
the
know-
family income goes up and up.
Right.
Keeps pace, but the amount they give you, what was it, $500? Not even sometimes worth it to apply.
Right. And well, we all know that property taxes are going up, and so we just felt that the elderly deserve a little bit extra help there. Obviously, most of the taxes do go to the schools, so that's, the thought process on some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do say things to the effect of, I've heard them all now, I paid tax on my car when I bought it, why do I have to pay tax on my car over and over and over again each year? I paid tax on my house maybe when I bought it, why do I have to pay tax every year on the same house? You'll hear that. You'll also hear, I paid taxes forever, I've lived in this community my whole life, I'm now a senior, why do I still have to pay the same amount of tax? All of those conversations have been, out in, being said. And I think what people have to realize is you're not, and I have a little video I made on it, but you're not really paying tax on your house or your car per se. You're paying your share of the town's annual operating expenses. And for our town, it's 188 million. 30 million or so comes from outside sources, and then that leaves 150-something million that we have to pay as taxpayers. How do we decide who pays how much? Based upon the assets you own. So that's where we come up with, you have house tax, you have car tax, but it's not about your house or your car, it's more about you paying your share of the cost to run the town. And the thing that everybody needs to know, especially sometimes seniors will say, but I paid for years and now I'm a senior, I'm no longer working, what can you do for me? But anything you take away from one taxpayer through an abatement, through a program, through whatever you take away from one, somebody else has to pay. Because we all collectively have to pay, I'll just use the amount, 150 million. We all have to pay 150 million in a year. So if somebody says that Alex, he gets a special dispensation, he pays nothing, we still have to pay 150 million, the rest of us have to chip in for that. It's like two people going out for dinner, one of them getting a break, the other one gets the whole bill. People have to somehow just keep that in mind, because it's the counter argument to what you hear out there with people. I've paid, I've paid, I've paid, when do I get a break? So any program, even this one that I believe in, also requires other people to step up and pay for it. One of them does. It's minor. The other one, it's going to be a lien, right? A lien on the house. So if you're in the house, you have equity. Let's assume you own the house. You have equity in the house. You're short on cash. You're not working anymore. You're retired. You may not have the cash flow, the cash coming in that you used to have, but you have equity in the house. So you get a little discount on your taxes. It accumulates over time. And then when you no longer need the house, or it's time to sell the house, when you sell the house, you pay back the town. Some people didn't like that because the interest rate was what, 12, it was a high percent. People say, just doesn't sound like a good deal. I'm gonna not pay tax, but the money's gonna accumulate at a very high interest rate. So we've knocked that interest rate down to a very reasonable, common sense interest rate of 2%. So, which should rest with anybody.
More to keep pace with inflation
Yeah,
than
just
anything.
about, yeah.
Generate.
And then if people take advantage of this, we're still going to be short tax dollars, so we'll have to front load it with we'll have to pay their tax for them to operate the town for the year, or the next year and the next year, the part that they opt not to pay. But then when the house gets sold, we get it back and we use that to help the next person. So once we get it front loaded and started, it should be a program that lives forever on its own. It's just a deferment of your tax till the time your house is sold. We'll talk about it with council, but the real motion on the table is are we going to make this a recommendation to council? Ask them to put it on the agenda.
I'll vote in favor of this, yes.
Yeah, we are, okay, so let's do all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And we thank everybody who worked
Yeah,
on
thank
this,
you,
the team.
Sanford. Yeah, thank you.
Great.
We had
Great
community
job.
Thank you.
people, we had Mrs. Mazzarella, we had Mr. Stamforth on that committee, a couple people from the community. It was a collaborative thing. And from our tax office. Okay,
Nice to see.
we got to get into, there's no town department comments. I don't see any other department head here.
We've got,
Uh-oh.
Chairman.
Oh, the calendar.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I prepared 2 different calendars for the meeting schedule for calendar year 2026. The first one is to continue with the second Wednesday of every month. And then I had a meeting with the town manager, and we would like to propose moving the meetings till the third Wednesday of every month. This is due to the fact of when finance department receives all of the from other departments in order to prepare the report. Sometimes meetings like tonight, they're on the 8th. Other departments that we require information from, they have until the 10th to get us information. Also, Anthem usually does not give us their report until about the second Monday or Tuesday of every month. So we would.
My only
Candace, any
concern-
issue third Wednesday?
My only concern, and I think it's small, would be if somebody is volunteering for this board and knows that it's on the second Tuesday, and it's on the second Wednesday, and now, all of a sudden it's on the third Wednesday, and they can't make it because they've already been. That would be my only.
You want to hold the discussion to the new board? Let the board opine? Everybody's up for reelection, so
Yeah, why don't we do that?
we'll do it next meeting on the agenda.
The only other suggestion I have is usually late into July. August.
Okay.
So you might want to just change that July meeting to later.
Okay, thank you.
I know we also wanted to talk maybe with the new board about the procedures, right? The administrative business, what comes forward, thresholds. Maybe we could make things more efficient if we reduce the thresholds or something. We'll talk about that too. Next. Sorry. So, no town department comments? Or you got?
Just two brief ones. The deputy clerk brought up a great point. I just wanted to highlight a couple things that we're doing this summer.
Just speak, I gotta keep you accountable to that microphone.
In lieu of the picnic, we separated it into two this year. Recently, we had some leadership training for our department heads and higher level staff, where they had fire at the police station. It was a big hit. Next week, we're having team building and leadership and customer service training with a lunch, breakfast for our frontline workers who serve the public. So really trying to add a lot of value, not just to the public, but to those employees to kind of get them the skills they need. Time to kind of charge, talk to their fellow employees, the folks they don't see all the time. Really excited about that, and just want to brief this board. It'll be on the next agenda, so not for this current board, but next agenda you'll see a request for some one-time legal fees housing project that the last time we were probably around 50,000. Hoping it doesn't go that. Didn't want to surprise anybody when they see it on the next agenda saying, "What is this?"
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. So now we'll go into the consent agenda. We'll try and do them all at once. I'll read them in. There's 6 of them, and we'll take them all at once. So these are cases where money's already been received, and all we're doing here is giving it to the departments to use. They're akin to I don't know if any of them are that, but somebody makes a donation for a bench, like that's one of them. And then they've given us the money. All we're doing now is appropriating that money to buy the bench. So we're given the authorization to spend. So first one, appropriation $150 even to a holiday event program. $2,520 to the highway for maintenance damage, insurance claim. $7,000 document preservation grant. $200 canine program supplies. $2,500 memorial donation of a bench. $7 an animal license donation.
Approve the consent agenda?
I'll second it.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. It carries 5-0. We have two administrative business items tonight. Our contingency transfer, $178,817.80 to the fire department for regular wages.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Let's have some discussion on that. We have Assistant Chief here.
Well, if I remember correctly, if I'm just going to pipe in here.
Yeah,
I'm
please.
Sorry. This is the 24-25 budget appropriation that we knew we were giving raises to the fire people. We just didn't know how much it was going to be. We put extra money into the contingency fund to fund. Now the contract is complete and we owe the money to the fire.
That is correct. The general wage increase that was settled through arbitration was 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, and 3 for fiscal years 22 through 24, which created a retroactive payment in our regular wages line item of $516,647.14. There was a transfer from contingency for $463,290.07, which still left us with a shortage of $53,357. Of those wage increases in that 24-25 time period, it required a salary adjustment of about $125,460. So that and the $53,000 shortage brought us to $178,817.80.
Calculates the math on all that.
Hi.
Because you'd have to go back, right?
The
get all
finance
those
director
records
does
out,
most of the
up by
heavy
new
lifting for us,
contract.
so that works out really well. That's their forte, so we provide guidance when she asks us for it, and we're more than happy to do that.
And we're sure that those numbers are accurate.
That's what I'm being told.
I mean, it's good to
Sure.
have checks and balances, because it is a job. You have to go back to all the hours worked at the old rate, times in rate differential, right? Multiply it, carry it all forward.
Yes, correct.
Lotus. We're going to go to Lotus.
Why did I date myself on that?
Ledger
Oh, boy,
paper.
he kicked that one up.
Ledger
boy.
paper.
Oh, he's right my stage right now.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? It carries 5-0. Thank all the firemen for us, and also thank you for a new contract without a lot of ado.
Is that contract expired now?
That one expired, a new one came up, and the new one luckily went through, no. Oh, we're working on it. Oh, it's still working on a contract. We're very close. Okay, sorry, spoke out of turn. But thank everybody for their work, and let them know, like Sandy said earlier in her comment, that we've got to do more to let people know they're appreciated, they're heard, they have a voice, and that's key. And we'll all keep that in mind. Thank you. Okay, going forward, one more item, another contingency transfer, $8,239.24 for the finance Kerma insurance.
Now, can I ask a question on this? Since part of that, it looks like it's part of it.
Can do that if you'd like.
I'm just wondering, I mean,
We do still have FY '25 open. We're working
well, we must.
on
because we
closing
just
it now,
made
yes. So
just
we
use
could,
that for-
we could do that if you'd like. We can use FY '25 contingency to cover. This recently came to light. We received an email from Kerma requesting payment for the last fiscal year and this fiscal year. And in doing the research, it looks like it was not budgeted for the last 2 years, and therefore the invoice was not paid either. And this is a policy, it's for the crime policy, so, you know, it is something that we need the coverage for.
You can just make a motion to.
So,
You're making that one, Wayne?
yeah, so I'm going to make a motion to appropriate $8,239.24 from both the 24-25 and the 25-26 contingency fund.
I second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? I just have one point. Do we have a list of all the things we need to do in finance, like a checklist, so we don't miss something like, for example, hedging the diesel and the gasoline, paying the insurance bills? So we minimize surprises. Do we have like a list of what we expect to come through the door? Are we building one?
Since I've started, we have built one. We have like a tally list of each person in my department, what comes in, what needs to be done, whether it's daily, weekly, quarterly, annually, because things like this are coming up that
Yeah.
we have no idea. And since 70% of the staff are new.
Yeah, you're new,
There's a
so
lot of
something,
surprises.
you forget to feed the cat,
Right.
something meows.
Right. So it's going to be like this, unfortunately, for the first year, but we do have this ongoing list that we've created, and then the following year is going to be much easier because we're going to refer back to it, so have as many surprises.
It is good to have that list, the PBC list from the auditors and different things that come through the door, because pretty soon we should be talking about, did we lock in our gas? Did we lock in our diesel? Is that part of the budget? You know, stuff that we do, so we don't miss. Okay, we're good. The non-lapsing account, I see there's an item on here for discussion and action on the Board of Ed non-lapsing account, right? But the new rules have told us that the Board of Ed could now establish its own non-lapsing account, correct?
That's correct. It's as of right. The state statute changed. It's really for information. It's for informational purposes.
Now, yeah, just more of informational purposes, but I see they're using 25,000 of that they're going to carry forward for repair of sidewalks. Now, here's where I get question again. We have 87,000 in Safe Routes to Stowe School in the capital budget. So could the Safe Routes to School capital pay for that, where they can then?
It's my understanding that that's not strictly sidewalks, it's improved. I'm not sure what the Board
People
of Ed
forget
is-
there's money over there,
There
you know,
is.
that, yeah.
They're on-site improvements. I will speak with, find that with him.
Yeah, well,
Of course.
we're glancing through there.
Okay, so we don't have to take any action here, it's just FYI, they could do it themselves now. So with that, we'll ask for our favorite motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 8:41. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Candace, for being here with us for a couple of years.
It's been a pleasure working with this crew. Hopefully,
Yeah.